everybody, welcome to the show. I'm the Notorious B I.V, and this is my boy Pauly G.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Yeah. And so we were just discussing, like, we went, we were trying to figure out, like, what to talk about every time we got together for the last 2 times. And it was October, and we could have like done cool Halloween episodes. But for some reason, it just did not occur to me anyway. Or
it occurred to me afterwards.
Yeah, it occurred to me like after we'd done like 2 episodes, I was like, wait a second. We could have just done, Halloween content or whatever. But anyway.
Is it too late?
Well, maybe not.
It's only November 8th.
True. Yeah, no, we could do, no, this could be our pretend Halloween episode.
Okay.
This is our Halloween makeup episode. How about that?
I like it.
All right.
Okay, so here's my question for you.
Okay.
And for everyone. So when it comes to a Halloween movie, like how scary of a movie do you want? How gory of a movie do you want? How funny of a movie do you want? Like, if you were to look at like different things that you would rate it on.
Yeah.
What would be like your ideal Halloween movie? And then like how scary is that, and how like violent and gory is it, or how much fun is it? Is it disturbing, or is it just like something that you can relax and have fun with? Okay. Do you enjoy horror movies? Do you enjoy like really scary horror violent movies?
Do I?
Do you want to think about it while I'm telling you about mine?
Go for it. Okay.
So for me personally, I don't want super disturbing, scary stuff. That to me is not fun.
Okay.
So you know what I watched on Halloween? We watched A Quiet Place Day 1. And I was thinking those movies,
which is the prequel to A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
A Quieter Place. Is that what the second one's called? A Quieter Place?
I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know what it's called either.
Anyway, for me, those are like my idea of a perfect scary movie. Because it's not super... Like, I can sleep afterwards. I'm not, like, disturbed, but it's really intense.
Okay.
It's really intense, and they're really well done. But I'm not disturbed by them. Yeah. They're not super scary or super gory, but I think they're really well done. That's my kind of scary movie.
Okay.
And I think they have good messages too, like the families like working together, like I like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Have you seen All the Quiet Places?
So the 3? Yeah.
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 Okay. I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, really?
Really?
How come?
I don't know. They're just some movies that just kind of like pass me by that I just like, don't get around to seeing.
Sure, you don't see everything. They're really well done.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's 3 of them, so obviously they, I mean, I know the first one made a big splash, and like.
Somebody could have made the same kind of movie with the same plot and have it be a terrible movie. Mm-hmm. It could just be really bad. Sure. But it was really well done. Yeah. So you're just sitting there on the edge of your seat. It's really tense.
Yeah, any movie that's well done is like good. It doesn't even really matter what it's about. Like if it's done well, it's a good movie usually.
Usually, sometimes my kids are like, "Oh, Dad, you got to watch this movie. It's so well done." But then, to me, it's so disturbing.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that it's so well done makes it even more disturbing. And then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I wouldn't have seen that movie."
Okay.
Kind of going back to my point at the beginning, like I don't want something that's gonna like keep me up all night because it's so upsetting. But that's just me, right? So everyone has their own opinion. So
yeah. Okay. So A Quiet Place Day 1 was your perfect Halloween movie.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like the perfect movie, but it was really good.
Okay.
Other movies that I really like, have you ever seen The Boy?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've heard about it. It's about, like, the doll or whatever.
Yeah. to me, that is another, like, to me, that's my
Freakiest.
perfect kind of Halloween movie because
Okay.
because it wasn't so scary that it was disturbing. It wasn't super violent and gory and that sort of thing.
Right.
It was more of a thriller. I guess I like more of something that's exciting.
So you like a suspenseful movie, but like you don't like a lot of gore and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
I can agree with that for the most part. Like I thought Sixth Sense was one of like the best movies ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was freaky, but it was, you know, it wasn't like gory or anything really, right?
Not too bad. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I like good suspenseful movies that aren't, you know, I don't like gore for the most part, you know, just for the sake of gore.
Right.
Like usually like that's used just for shock effect, and I don't really like, you know, that doesn't really appeal to me. Like I used to, I mean, when I was a teenager, I watched, you know, like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and whatever. Like they, and well, and I guess uh Friday, one's like Halloween and Friday the 13th, where it's just some like mindless guy like running around killing people, and just like that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's not my kind of movie.
But
I haven't seen hardly any of those movies.
but like Nightmare on Elm Street, I actually kind of enjoyed.
Oh yeah.
To some degree, because it was like there was a little more of a story to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like he, you know, he like kills you in your sleep, so like don't fall asleep, or like you're gonna have a dream with him in it or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a little more interesting, just because it's like there's just a little more to it than just like, oh, I'm some like crazy automaton that doesn't talk, that just goes around killing people.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole show is about, oh, he killed this person this way, oh, and then he kills this person that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, like, yeah. So that gets really old, I think. But like I said, Nightmare on Elm Street was a little more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one of my favorite probably horror shows is called Phantasm.
Oh.
Have you ever seen Phantasm?
I don't think I ever saw it. As many times as you guys talked about it.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, and it was probably like, it was probably pre Friday the 13th. I mean, it was like 70s, like late 70s, maybe early 80s. So it was just like this. So like horror hadn't really been like, you know, established exactly. So it was just really weird. It was kind of all over the place, and just like all these weird things would happen. You'd be like, oh my gosh.
I feel like I know a lot about it just because you and other friends would talk about it a lot, and you'd quote it a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever actually saw it though.
And
there's like some silver orb. There's like the tall man.
Yeah, the tall man. Angus Scrim. He's the tall man, and he's like he's this funeral home director or whatever.
I wonder if you can see it on Netflix. I wonder if it's hard to find.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen it on streaming, but
no, I want to see it.
But Phantasm and Phantasm 2 were both pretty good. But then I don't know. I haven't seen any of the others. I think there are like 5, and they all got really kind of weird.
They were weird to begin with.
Yeah, well, they were weird. And there are like some sci-fi elements to it too. So maybe that's, you know, that's part of it. But again, it's like there's more to it, right? There's more going on than like just like some killer killing
like Saw
people
or something.
Yeah. Oh, I hate the Saw movies.
Yeah, like, I would never watch one of those. I just have no interest in whatsoever.
I don't know if I don't think I've even seen one all the way through. I've just seen like scenes, and I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty nasty.
Right.
And there were, I guess there is kind of a story to it, you know, like, because I think the thing is like this guy couldn't get health care or something for some condition he had. And so he's like, and so his whole thing is like, he's like teaching everyone like what it's like, kind of a thing. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, the Saw movies again, like that's just like people call it torture porn or whatever.
Eesh.
I'm not really into that kind of thing.
No.
Or yeah, that's a little extreme. Then you have your zombie movies, which you know, I watched a few of those when I was a kid, and they're a little.
Yeah, I don't think I could stomach probably most of those.
Yeah.
I think I saw one of the classic ones, Night of the Living Dead, like when I was in college.
Yeah. Is that the one with the punk rock kids?
I think they're like in a mall or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
That
was a long time ago.
But there have been some really good zombie movies like World War Z. Did you ever see that?
Oh, yeah.
Like that was pretty cool. That was pretty suspenseful, and it wasn't like super.
Right.
It wasn't like a super gory type of zombie movie, you know.
Right.
I liked that one.
I read the book that it was based on, and it was it had a lot of bad language in it, but it was really, really well written.
Yeah. It
was written by Mel Brooks' son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
Huh.
And I had it given to me as a gift on, I can't remember if it's on tape or CD, and they had voices like Mark Hamill and like all of these famous actors like doing the voices. It was really well done.
Huh.
Yeah. It's really intense.
Well,
very, very different from the movie.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
But so I mean, as far as scary, like Sixth Sense, I think kind of like really hit the right spot with me.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, it was really suspenseful and scary. And there were like some really freak out moments.
Yeah.
Like there's that, when he's just alone and there's that little girl, that ghost that like appears and is just vomiting or whatever.
That's the part that gets me every time, where it's like,
that's freaky.
He's like in the blankets and like the clothespins are popping off.
Mm-hmm. That
is so intense. Yeah.
So, you know, that's cool, but it's like got a really good story, and it's like really, you know, interesting. It's got the twist ending.
Yep.
Whatever. But that's a great one. But I also really like campy, kind of like silly Halloween stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like the Addams Family.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. I thought that was great.
Yeah, me too.
And the second one was okay.
Yep. How about Shaun of the Dead?
Oh, yeah. So that's another one so Shaun of the Dead or like Zombieland are like sort of twists on that genre. And those are great. Those are fun to watch. It depends. Some aren't, but yeah, Shaun of the Dead was hilarious.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it's like, it's a zombie movie. I mean, there's gore and
stuff.
But
it's a comedy.
But it's a comedy. I mean, and it's hilarious. Like, those are hilarious. Those types of shows. Zombieland was really good. I didn't see the sequel to Zombieland.
Did you see the one where it's like a zombie love story? It's like Warm Bodies.
I did see that, actually. That was like, that came out at a time where like people were just like doing every kind of zombie movie you could imagine. And I never saw it at the time, but I saw it later on streaming, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And that was pretty decent.
I liked it.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I liked it.
Nicholas Hoult. And I think around that same time was Zombies, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Have you seen that one?
Did they make a movie?
Yeah, it's a book, right?
Yeah.
You read the book?
No.
Okay.
I just have heard about it.
No, there's a movie of it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's way good. I watched that. I think I watched that on YouTube, actually.
Wow.
And it was, or maybe I saw it on streaming. I can't remember. But that was a really good one.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
like,
have to check it out.
I mean, it's like
There's two movies: Phantasm and
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yeah, and that one, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like a Jane Austen movie, but like there's also a zombie invasion going on. It's like, and it's a great blend. It's like
It actually works.
Yeah, it's totally it's pretty funny, and I mean it's just a good action movie or whatever. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Cool.
And then there have been some movies where they kind of turn the whole horror thing on its head, kind of like, or actually, wait, no, before that, while we're still on zombie movies, Train to Busan. Have you heard of that one?
No.
It's a Korean movie, and it's a zombie movie, and it's so good.
Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, basically, this guy's going to visit his daughter. You know, so I guess like he's divorced, and he's going to visit his daughter on this train, and then this zombie outbreak starts. You know,
Wow.
and so like no one knows what's going on, like it just kind of starts happening, and they're like, and it's like, it's so emotional, and just like well acted. You know, you're just like, you're totally invested in these characters and stuff.
Well,
you know?
how do you spell Busan?
Busun.
Okay. Okay, now I got three movies I want to see.
Busan. Busan.
Okay.
Yeah. That one was way good. And I don't know, I can't remember. It might be kind of gory.
I can't imagine a zombie movie that's not gory.
It's a little bloody probably, but like it didn't seem like it was that. It might even be PG-13. Well, maybe not. But that one was really good. Like it's really, you know, yeah, that one was really good. And then, so yeah, those are my like zombie movies that I would say are really good. And then there have been these shows that kind of try to turn flip the whole horror thing, like Scream, sort of. Have you seen any of the Scream movies?
No.
They're not that.
But it's like they're making fun of horror movies.
They're kind of making fun of them, you know. But Scream's still a horror movie. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's making fun of them, but it's still a horror movie. And it's like, I didn't love the Scream movies, but a lot of, you know, there are like 5 of them or something. They were pretty popular.
It's like a horror movie for people who love horror movies. So it kind of makes fun of the genre, right?
Yeah. And then there was one called Cabin in the Woods.
Was that M. Night Shyamalan?
No.
Okay.
You're thinking of The Lady in the Water or something like that.
He had another one where there was a cabin in the woods, but maybe that wasn't the name of the movie, and I never saw it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But that one was kind of hit and miss. It was kind of interesting. That was another one where they're like trying to flip the whole horror thing on its head, you know. So yeah. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah. But I do like sort of lighter hearted things. Like the Addams Family.
How about The Lost Boys? I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
We saw that back when we were like in our early 20s.
I still love that movie.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. Like that was,
because that's lighthearted.
Yeah, it is kind of lighthearted, but
there's a lot of humor in that movie.
But it's also, you know,
it's definitely a vampire horror movie.
Yeah, Lost Boys, definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Coreys are pretty funny in that one. Corey Haim.
I don't think I've seen it since we were in our 20s. Maybe I've seen little bits and pieces or something, but I actually not sat down and actually watched the whole thing.
Yeah, that was so good. I mean, it just, you know, it's one of those movies where it's like, where it just kind of comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's just like, there's this movie and you see it and you're like, wow, that was like so good. and then that's it. Like there are no sequels.
Right.
There's nothing. It's just like there was this really good movie that someone made once.
And it had I don't know if you know any of the background behind that movie, but it took them a long time. They kept on changing it from one thing to another because the original idea, they're the Lost Boys because it's based on Peter Pan.
Oh.
So the idea was like they were going to do Peter Pan, but as vampires. But then they kept changing it. They're like, no, this is too serious. This is too sentimental or whatever. They kept changing it until finally they came up with, we got to do this and just make it funny, And so then you got what you got.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I never would have known.
I think the only thing that actually references the Peter Pan is like the dog's name or something. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
okay, now I want to go back and watch The Lost Boys now too.
Yeah.
You're giving me lots of good movies to watch.
Yeah. That is a good one. So yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts. So Terrifier 3 just came out. Do you know anything about the Terrifier movies?
No.
They're pretty brutal.
Are they?
I watched the first one because I was like, I'd heard all this stuff about it, and I was like, oh, well, I'll check it out. And I watched it on YouTube, and after watching it, I was like, well, that wasn't too bad. But then I started watching some like shows about it, and I'm like, oh, I saw like a censored version of it.
Oh.
So
that's why it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but it's pretty nasty, like pretty horrendous.
Have you heard of the new movie Heretic?
Yeah, I just heard that mentioned today, I think, on a YouTube show I was watching.
Oh, really?
Heretic. So what's that one about?
So two sister missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
What?
Yeah. Go to oh shoot, now I forgot the guy's name. Hugh Grant is the creepy old
that's
guy.
Right. They did say Hugh Grant. Okay.
Yeah, they knock on his door and he pretends like he's this nice guy who's interested in having a conversation with them, but it turns into a really creepy, twisted horror movie.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard about it a long time ago because my daughter is super into film. And so when she heard about this, she's like, "Ooh, Dad, what do you think of this?" And since we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we're like, what? They're going to actually put missionaries in the movie? I mean, they're not actual missionaries, they're actresses.
Yeah.
But one of the girls who plays one of the missionaries, a friend of mine knows her.
Wow.
And she is a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So is that one that just came out?
I think so. I just heard an interview with Hugh Grant on the radio today. Okay. So if it hasn't already come out, it's going to come out soon.
That sounds wild. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see it. It might be too much for me.
Yeah. Well, is it? Yeah. Is it rated R? Or?
I would assume so, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. I heard another one that came out recently. It was probably a year or two ago, called Barbarian.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
No, I don't think there's any way I would want to see that. But isn't that the one where it's like, if I'm thinking of the same movie, because my kids watch these movies and then they tell me, they're like, "Dad, you would hate this movie, so let me just tell you the plot because I'm not going to ruin anything because you don't want to watch this movie."
Yeah.
But I think it's like an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, apparently that one was pretty good.
Oh man.
But I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm a wuss when it comes to movies like that. I don't want to have anything to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I don't love offensive material just for the sake of being offensive.
Right.
Generally, you know what I mean? Like if there's more behind it, if it's like trying to make you think, or it's there's something, then maybe. But yeah, I would generally go with something a little more lighthearted, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've talked before about like how that's kind of one of the reasons I like Ghost is because like they like they play it sort of the scariness or whatever, but it's not taken seriously. It's like kind of lighthearted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Rob Zombie's music was kind of like that in some ways. You know, like it was just kind of. It's kind of. I mean, he even did like remade the Munsters or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but apparently it sucked really hard. But I mean, like so it's kind of in this like that vein, kind of, you know. But yeah, I always liked the Munsters and the Addams Family. We're at 25 minutes. Holy ew!
I was gonna say we've been talking for a long time. There's so much to say.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Maybe I'll just throw out some other ones that are some of my mom's favorites because they're kind of more lighthearted, tame ones. Arsenic and Old Lace.
Okay.
An old classic.
Okay.
She loves Young Frankenstein as a more lighthearted.
Oh yeah, that was I love Young Frankenstein. That was hilarious.
Ghostbusters.
Mel Brooks, by the way.
Yeah.
And his son wrote World War Z. Crazy.
Ghostbusters. Those are more.
Ghostbusters is
more like family friendly.
Yeah. What about it's a Disney movie, The Watcher in the Woods.
Oh, dude. I remember seeing that in junior high. When we were in junior high together, you could go to the dance or you could go to see the movie. And I remember going to see the movie, and it seriously scared the crap out of me.
It was way scary. Yeah, when I was a kid.
And then I showed it to my kids when I was older, because I'm like, oh, this is a good, fun, low-level scary movie, you know?
Yeah. And what did they think?
They liked it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one, actually. Like I loved that movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was definitely scary enough, but it was, but it had a good message or whatever, right? Like she helps out the ghost or whatever to find peace, or I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, that was way good. Watcher in the Woods. Check that one out.
Okay, so if you were looking for good ideas for scary movies, hopefully we gave you lots to work with.
Yeah.
I know have some I want to go see now.
All right. Cool. And tell us what your favorite scary movie is in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next video. Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Bye.